Dean and Congressman Schneider said. A little background. Both my parents came to this country as immigrants. And when they came here, they had nothing. They didn't know anyone, they didn't speak the language, they had no money. They came separately and they met on the north side of Chicago in a neighborhood called Edgewater. And they came to this country because they believed in the promise of America. That in this country, if you're willing to work hard and sacrifice and struggle, then your kids and grandkids could achieve anything. And because of their struggles and sacrifices, their three boys got to do whatever they wanted in life, go to great schools, become public servants, find ways to give back, be a part of a larger community, and now raise our own kids with the possibilities that we like to think are endless. And that promise of America was what drove my parents. It's what drove me to enter public service. They also believed that everyone deserved a shot at that promise of America. And I have to tell you, I thought Donald Trump becoming president was going to be absolutely horrible. And I thought there was going to be a lot of damage done to our democracy. But I thought, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in the past. In a million years, I never would have imagined the generational damage that has been done in just a few months by this administration. It is absolutely unprecedented. It is destructive. It is horrible. And as I think about the 4 little girls that my wife and I are trying to raise, and I think about every single lesson that we teach them every night, how to be good citizens, how to help other people, how not only to not be a bully, but to stand up to bullies, to always find a way to help others, to be fair, to help your friends, to look out for others. Every single one of those lessons, this administration is doing the exact opposite. Every morning I read the newspaper hoping that there's something that they did right, or that I'm like looking for something to agree with them on. And everything that I believe in my heart and the value system that we were raised in, they are doing the exact opposite. They are destroying our economy. They are destroying the world order on the most important matter before us, our planet. They are destroying our planet. And I have to tell you, they are eroding the fundamental promise of America that my parents traveled across an ocean to be a part of. There's nothing that annoys me more than people saying this is the most important election of our time. I've said it myself, I've probably said it 20 times. But folks, this is the most important election of our children's and grandchildren's time. This election is everything, absolutely everything. I'm going to tell a quick story that I think embodies a lot of what's happening. I had the luxury of going apple picking with my daughters on Monday because it was a holiday. And I'm just thinking, what a great day. I have 4 girls here. It's a nice day. Life is perfect. And I get a call from the state senator. And he says, I need your help. Sorry to bother you. I need to find this person's, we need to match this person's driver's license with their phone. We want to call his family. And I said, sure, what happened? On Devon Avenue, not far from where my parents traveled across an ocean to come, ice smashed a guy's window, dragged him out of the vehicle, zip-tied him, and threw him in the back of a van. And there's 2 car seats in the back of this car. And the senator said, we just want to find him to be able to call his family and tell him that they smashed his window and yanked him out of this vehicle. Maybe it's because we have car seats in our car, but I thought, what is happening to this country? Right. Where are the damn Republicans? Not one Republican across this country has said one word. Why is it so hard to say that this is not okay? So we found the phone number, we called the family, 3 little kids. trembling, fear, chaos, horror, for no reason. 27 years this guy's been in this country, never broken a law, works 2 jobs, is a pillar of his community. The only thing people have to say is what a great person, what a great family they are. So we called his family and said, we're really sorry. He's in the back of a van somewhere, we'll try and help you. And I was on the phone. And I heard these kids crying their eyes out, trying to understand what their dad did wrong. Not only are they not sure if they'll ever see him again, they don't know if their dad is a criminal. Here's a guy who's done everything right, who has helped our country become better, stronger, more loving, raising a family who've also never done anything wrong. So they're sending him back to Honduras, to a country that his kids have never been to go live in squalor and poverty. And everything they've built for the last 27 years is gone. Whatever wealth, whatever vehicles, whatever material success or friendships are gone. They're out of this country. So he wanted his family to stay, he begged them to stay, and they would figure it out. And they said, we're not going to leave you. This is what this election is about. This is what this administration is doing to our families, to our country. We could talk about the Constitution and democracy and freedom of speech, but this is way beyond that. So what I'm asking all of you to do is, if you know someone who's a Republican or a Republican leaner or an independent, talk to them. Not about politics, not about tax policy or tariffs or the largest wealth transfer from the poor to the rich in the history of the United States, because that's a whole other issue. But talk to them about human decency. Talk to them about compassion. Talk to them about the American dream. Talk to them about a family that I promise you right now is crying, not sure what the future holds, all because of some narcissistic, evil, horrifying leader and his band of misfits are inflicting irreparable damage to this country. I still remain optimistic that we can turn things around, but I have to tell you, I cried in the middle of this apple orchard, thinking how lucky I am to have my 4 daughters here. But I have to tell you, as I go home every afternoon, every night, and I hear helicopters above my head in downtown Chicago, I don't know. I don't know if I said something wrong or untoward or something I disagreed with, that maybe they throw me in the back of the van. And my 4 daughters are left crying and trying to figure out where their father is. I say this not to make you sad and not to make this a somber event. I say this because in life, there are times to do whatever you can to step up and to fight for our country, to fight for these little kids that we'll never see, that you will never know, to fight for people that are living in fear, in chaos, and are scared about the future, their own future. To the people who care about America, we need the New Dems, we need Dems across the state, across the country, to work as hard as you ever fucking could. That means you knock on doors. That means you make phone calls. If you have to live in town, other states, I saw it. No one loves getting on buses more than New Dems. If you have to go to another state, if you have to raise money, raising money stinks. Find a candidate that you believe in. Find battleground states. Help them. Write a check. Campaign for them. But honestly, one of the most important things you can do is talk to a Republican. I know we don't admit that we have Republican friends anymore, but there are decent people on the other side. We have to talk to them. We have to